Hello, welcome to Lucy's Big Beautiful World of Painting. I'm so happy to be here today with a really special project, a deco art project that's great for everybody and especially for children. I'm going to be using glow-in-the-dark paint. Such fun. And also some glitter paint. Okay, so I will be doing a pour painting, a swipe pour painting with a lettuce cutter and also one of these squishy things. I forgot what these are called, but this I found in the children's department. So it's not one that you use on the barbecue grill. It's a just a children's paintbrush, okay? And I found a couple of these, and I'm going to be using this one also. So first, let me tell you the products. I'll be using all of Deco Art Media acrylic paints and some Deco Art neons besides. I also have their pouring medium. Let me see, and here is the glow in the dark, all right? So first, I'll show you the canvas I'm using. I am using the Red Label canvas from Fredericks. I love this canvas because it is very sturdy. Since the weight of the paint is heavy with the pours, it's good to have a sturdy canvas. This one is very sturdy. It has a medium grain, all right, so you don't have to worry about the little teeth showing through the paint. So I'm just gonna set this one aside and show you what I did so far, all right? This is 11 by 14, and what I did was I pre-painted this with 3 coats of the glow-in-the-dark paint. I even painted the back of it with the glow-in-the-dark paint. I only put 1 coat on the back. That was kind of like an experiment, and I put the 3 coats on the front, all right? Underneath, I have just these 2 baskets that I got 3 for $1, just to hold it up. You know, sometimes I use ice cube trays, all right? Today, I'm going to be using these. Now, I'm just going to lay that on. So that being said, I'm going to show you that this bottle, it's a 2-ounce bottle of the Deco Art glow-in-the-dark paint. You can paint 2 or 3 of these with a few coats each, okay? So it does go a long way. Now, with the media paints, you don't need to add any water. With this project, I am going to add a little bit of water because I actually want the paint a little thin, because when I scrape over it, I want some of this background to show through. This way, when we turn the lights off, we will be able to see that glow, all right? Now, over here, I have done one the other night just to show my idea. And at the end, when I was finished, I just came and I put a squirt of the glow in the dark here to kind of make it a little spooky, a little moon there. And later, after I'm done with the pour, I'm going to show you how I'm going to paint some trees on top of this, okay? So set that back there. I'm going to start pouring out my paint. So this is the glow in the dark paint, and just pouring it in the bottle here. Again, this one I'm not going to use any water. I will add some of the pour medium to it, just like I do the other paints. All right, this paint is Glamour Dust. This is ultra-fine glitter paint, okay? And I experimented with this at home, and it came out really nice. After it dries, sometimes you can't see it while the paint is wet, but after it dries, you will be able to see. So hopefully later, I can show this a little better, and you might see some of the sparkle that'll come in to the side painting. Sorry, I have it taped down. Let me pick that up to show you. I didn't want it to fall, so here we go. Now, I'm not sure if I move it around, if you can see some of the sparkle in there. That's what this nice glitter paint will do. Here is some of the glow-in-the-dark paint, okay? So in the dark, this does glow, okay? You'll see some of it peeking through. So kids, they love it. Anything glow in the dark, okay? So just wanted to show you that. So I'm actually going to be using the whole bottle of this also, all right? I want to make sure I have enough paint. So now it's 2 to 1, all right? The paint ratio to the pouring medium is 2 to 1, and you experiment on your own. Sometimes you may want to use a little bit more or a little less. I seem to always use a little bit more. Another paint I'm using today is the Deco Art Americana Neons, okay? I wanted to put a neon in to show you how great the neons come out. So again, I'm using the whole 2-ounce bottle, all right? I'd rather have a little more than a little less. Again, I'll keep saying that because it's so much easier when you have more paint than less, all right? And of course, the runoff of the paint you can use for different projects. I said that on my last pour show. You can actually make jewelry out of it. If you dry it in the ice cube trays, you can cut it up and use it in your mixed media projects. It's great. There's so many different ideas on the internet. Now, this product is actually SoSoft fine glitter paint. This is fabric paint, okay? I wanted to try something different, so I actually found that this acrylic fabric paint works also. And also, this is such a nice little glitter. Now, this is green, so I'm gonna put this right in with the green. So I'm mixing the neon with the glitter, all right? And this is what the children will love about this because it's gonna be very sparkly, glow in the dark, and you know, children as well as adults like that. So I'm gonna add some dark blue, all right? This one is primary, I don't know how to say this paint. I think it's Cyan, C-Y-A-N. So I'm gonna spell it because I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And I'm gonna be squirting couple ounces of that nice dark blue, and I'll just move it out of the way. I have a nice light blue. This is my favorite, everybody knows that. This is Cobolt Teal. And here we go with the Cobalt. And I need one more cup, I think, because I need the black. So I have some extra cups over here. I'll just grab one and throw a popsicle stick in there, all right? And here is the carbon black. So I like the idea of doing the swipe painting and then embellishing it, painting on top of it, okay? So I have some examples I'm gonna show you after I do this pour, and I'll show you how I paint on this one as well. Okay, so I'm going to pour some pouring medium in each of the cups. And I'm just kind of estimating, all right? So I don't have the measuring cups today like I did on my last show. So I'm just going to kind of estimate. And it still should work fine. And I am going to put just a drop in the glow in the dark. I want that to stay pretty true to form, okay? And here we go. I'm going to stir them up a little. And I love using the clear glasses because this way you can see the paint and the medium. If it's separated, you can see it better. And there we go, stirring it up. I can't wait to see this green. This is the first time I put the glitter green in with the neon green. I did the pink before and it worked very well. So here we go. Here's the teal. And now at home, you'll take your time and you'll stir these and create your own masterpiece. And here is the black. I'm going to put my gloves on now because I'm very sloppy. I'm already getting it on me. So here we go. Just gonna put my little gloves on. Try to not get it all over me just yet. I know this is the kind of art that you can't help it. And that's the fun of it too. And that's what makes it more fun for children. All right, so next I have treadmill lubricant. You could buy any brand of treadmill lubricant. You can use a WD-40, I think it is. Any kind of an oil you can experiment with. People are trying all kinds of oils, even different kinds of hair oils and all. And it's a lot of fun. Oh, looks like I got something stuck in here. Let me see if I can manage to get some drops out. Nope, looks like I have something stuck. Looks like I got a little paint in there. And let me see. There we go, might have got it. Always have a little mishap. All righty, so it's supposed to be a few drops, but because I just opened that up wide, looks like I'm getting a little more, and that's okay. That will not be a problem with this kind of art, okay? So when I go back after I put the treadmill lubricant in, I actually stir it just a little bit. I don't stir it that much. Here we go. This has a lot. There's a lot of green there, all right? I'll try to make a little pattern just to give an illusion maybe of some nighttime trees. With this art, it's hard to do that, but it's fun to try, and it does work sometimes. All right, so we'll start pouring now. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to put the black on the bottom. All right, I think I'll move this stick over. I have a nice big tray covered with plastic. This way I could just lift up that plastic later and throw it out. I could take the plastic off, the plastic containers underneath, very easily it comes off. So I'm just gonna pour some of this, make a little pattern, and I will set some of that aside. I'm not gonna use it all. Now, before I go on to a color, I'll take my stick and I'll just make sure that it's covered on the sides, all right? So now I'm just kind of moving it around. I'm not gonna run around to that front of the table. I can check that later. I'm just kind of feeling around there, seeing if I can cover, all right? So now that I have that black on there, I'll start adding my colors, all right? So first, I think what I'll do is, I want to add some green. I think I'll do the green first. And I want that to be like up here in the back. Kind of like giving it maybe a tree illusion, all right? The top, I know I want to put some different colors of blue. Now, I should have said before, the bottom of my painting is going to be this black. So as I turn it, it's going to be like my example, all right? So I'm actually making this top portion kind of sky colors with the blue and all right? So, and I didn't add any water to this because I felt that I didn't need to. If the paint, if you think you need it even thinner, you can add a little water. I had some water on the side here ready in case I needed it. I think it's very, very good. I did add quite a bit of the medium. All right, there we go. So you can see I'm just pouring it on. And this is so much fun, it really is. I hope that everybody can give this a try. Now I have the gold. And I'm just gonna pour some around the green, over to the sides, because I love glitter. So I'm gonna put a lot of that glitter in there. And the glow in the dark paint, I'm going to pour in the bottom here, and then I can go back and put a different, a different color next to it, okay? For now, I'm just gonna pour some here, and that'll pull up into the painting. All right, and I'm going to save some of this to put a moon in, all right? So let me just fill in a little bit more of that bottom. There we go, right next to that glow in the dark paint, and maybe I'll put a little bit of green down there too. I want to cover pretty much. Like I said, I have a lot of nice covering on the bottom. Not a lot of paint, but a nice covering. There we go. I want to fill in a little like this. And then we will get ready. I will get ready to do the swipe here. And let me move some of these out of the way. I see that corner. I saw that from the other side in this corner. So I'm just covering up the corners and all, which I can do later too. Okay, so here we go. I have paper towels ready because it does get quite messy. This is just a lettuce cutter, all right? And I like the idea of pulling it along. And then this way you can see the cells emerge, all right? So I think I'll start from this side. Now, I'm not going to come all the way down into the black, all right? Because I just want to lay this gently and I want to pull. And I don't want all of that black coming up. Now, my paper towel, I could just come over here. I'm just wiping it off. I can come back again. All right, you can see the cells are already starting. And I can see I have some spots there. I'll come back to it. I'm going to just hold this knife up this way and pull it straight up. I can do that on the side of the pan. And again, so you can see those places that I missed with the paint. They get filled in. I like the way that's kind of opening. Now, I'm afraid to go back and swipe again because see what happens? You mix the colors up. But I got to tell you, I can already see the glitter. All right, I'm going to come on the side and just do the side. I can see on this side I missed some, so I'm pretty sure on the other side I missed some too, but I will get those in a while. Now, I'll show you what happens sometimes. Some of the paint I pulled off a little bit up on the top of the canvas, and I could just take my stick and I'll fill that back in. But before I do that, I'd like to put a little bit more here. All right, a little bit more. There we go. All right. So what I can do is I see the blue there, so I can come and I can get the blue, and I could just come and just pull some up from the bottom and fill that in. Now, I may have to do that a couple times. That's okay. We just want to cover. We're actually going to be scraping a little bit off with the little tool that I had, the little children's tool. So I'm just covering up this side. You can't see this, but I'm just covering here because I had a lot of space there that I saw. All right. So now, my idea was to use this to actually just pull some black up in different areas to make it kind of look like trees, okay? So you can see the cells are opening. I'm going to get the little torch out soon too. So if I pull some of this, I can just go like this and pull a little, and I want to pull it all the way up, and this will kind of give an illusion of maybe some trees, all right? So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just using it as a paintbrush, and I can come over here, wipe it off a little. This one looks like it was already a tree right here. Just an illusion, okay? An abstract illusion, and maybe another one. Now, what'll happen is, since I scraped some of this paint off, the glow from the paint underneath will show through a little bit, all right? And you'll have to experiment with that. I just want to put a little bit up here. And I have a lot of thick paint on there, so I think I'm just going to scrape it down a little bit and pull some of that off, because I do want some of that glow to show through from the glow in the dark, okay? And I have a big mess over here, and that's fun. So there we go with the little torch. Now, sometimes the torch will react with the treadmill lubricant and everything, and in the paint, and we'll get some more cells. So I am getting some cells, some extra ones. I'm not sure if you can see that. It might be a little hard to see. Now, after this is dry, my wonderful crew here will make sure they get a picture of it and stand it up on there for you, okay? So bear with me there. And here we go. So I think that looks pretty cool. All right, I can see the glitter in there already, and a lot of times the glitter doesn't show right away, but in this one it did. Now over here I can see I have a little bit of that really bare canvas, okay? So I'll just go cover that up while I can, all right? So now, the last thing I want to do with this pour is I want to use the glow-in-the-dark paint, and I want to make a circle, okay? Just maybe a moon in the background. What I plan to do is, after this dries, I'm going to come back and paint on top of it, you know, and that really makes it look wonderful, all right? So I'm just going to come, maybe I'll come right here, and I'm just going to pour out some in a circle, all right? Now, this will be the brightest glow section, of course, of the painting. It'd be a little hard to get it round. We'll just let it do its thing there, okay? I can come back in with this and kind of move the paint a little bit just to see if we can get it to look a little rounder, and if not, let's face it, it's an abstract. It doesn't have to be round. Okay, and now there is some paint underneath, of course. So rather than me fuss with it anymore and take a chance of moving some of that other paint in, I just said I was stopping and I did it anyway. All right, there we go. So now, like I said, what we'll do is after it's dry, we'll get a picture of this one on there for you to see. I think it looks pretty cool, okay? What I want to show you next is how I embellish when it is dry, all right? So I'm just going to move this over out of the way, and I can hold it up just a little bit without moving that paint too much, all right? And then we will get back to that another time for you to take a peek at, all right? So what I'm going to do is just move these so I have room here. I have a garbage underneath. Usually these cups, I do really like to wash them out again, the heavy plastic, okay? So I'm just gonna move this out of the way for now, make my area a little bit clean to do my next project in, and gloves come off inside out, okay? That'll help you from getting a lot of paint on your hands. Okay, so I want to move this over. This is my next little project for today. This was one that I did not long before the show, all right? And you can see I put the glow-in-the-dark moon up here. This was my experiment painting. What I wanted to do was to show you how easy it is just to paint on top of it, to actually embellish. All right, so I'm going to use Americana paint now. This is the premium acrylics, okay? And that's much more than I need. I made a little mess here, so try to clean that off. We want to try to clean it when we can, all right? This way it's better when we use it next time. So I'm going to take out some pale gold. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet, so I'm going to take out some gold colors. And here is regular gold. All righty, there we go. I have my Traditions brushes here, and this is a round brush. Let me tell you what size. This is a number 4 round. I always have to look. I'm just going to dip it in a little water, all right? Just make sure the brush is not too dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how we can embellish this painting. So I see this, and what I see is some trees and some dark ground, all right? So I know that it does glow, that there's a lot of glow through this. When I put these dark trees on top, the glow will be right behind it, okay? So it'll give it like a 3D dimensional effect, okay? And you can see the colors I used, some pale blue. I did use a little bit of neon yellow in there, black, very few colors, all right? Like I said, this is my little experiment project at home. All right, so here I go. Let me get some paint. And I'm just going to paint, and I'm doing this upside down, and I'll do the best I can. I want to make sure I show you. What I'm doing is I'm just holding the brush on the tip of it, and I'm pulling it. So let's see, I want to make sure that my hand is not in the way. I will stand over it like this, and I'll pull it up taller. This way, at least some of those strokes you can see. Okay, this side, let's see, maybe I can do it this way. You may not be able to see that, but I will put more on, okay? This way you can at least see some. So in other words, what I'm doing is I'm just making a nice tree here. And putting some on, I'm gonna make this a little bigger, this way you can see it better. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm just pushing, when I want a thicker branch, I'm just pushing the brush down, okay? See, I'm pushing the brush down. When I want a thinner branch, I'm lifting up to the tip of the brush, and you can see how that makes that nice thin tip, all right? Now, mind you, I am doing this upside down, so I'm having a little trouble seeing, but I want to make sure you can see, all right? And you can at least see the stroke if you want to try it on your own. So I'm just coming off and doing these little Ys. See, we have a Y, a little Y, and you can add in as many branches as you want, okay? I got to hold this up and take a little peek. Oh, not so bad for upside down. All right, maybe I'll come and I'll put another one over here, a littler one. And there we go. And there we go again. And I'll make another little tree, all right? So now, I like to put a couple of colors in here maybe, because I only used a few colors, all right? So I would like to come back, maybe put a little bit of that gold and see what we have. And the nice thing about it is if you don't like it, you can wipe this off with a wipe, and you can go ahead and try it again, all right? Now, I was always taught never do that more than twice though, all right? So what we can do is I'll come back and I'll show you how we put a little gold. So I think I'll put another one, put another tree. This is fun. Now this, I'm gonna come all the way up to that moon there. And I'm actually gonna point one right at that moon. This way we make that moon the focal point, okay? If you have something pointing at an area, the viewer's eye will look at that. And that will be like a little focal point, okay? So like I said, this is a lot of fun. Anybody can do this. Children will love this, especially with that glow in the dark and that glitter paint and all. There we go. All right, so I'm going to finish up with these nice little black trees and a couple more thin branches on here. Just make it look even more believable, okay? And this is going to be exciting when I finally get to see how the glow in the dark shows through. All right, so, and I can come back here, and yeah, they look pretty good to me. All right, so I just have this cup of water. I'll just put my brush in the water and wash that later. Remember, when you're using acrylics, you have to wash out your brushes really well. I don't want to leave it sitting in that water long either, okay? We want to keep good care of our brushes. Now, It may not be dry yet, but it would only take about 5 or 6 minutes to dry. I want to put some gold on top. There's a chance I might pick up some of that black, but just for the sake of the show and for me to get this lesson out, I'm going to show you. So this is actually a blender mop, okay? And I like to use it like a pouncer, okay? And I think that's a nice way to use this besides blending, you know, for clouds and all. Now, what I'll do is I will take the regular gold and I'm just pouncing in. All right, I'll move this brush over. I'm just pouncing, getting some gold on there. Okay, you can see it's in that brush. And I will come over this tree because that's the first one I did. And I can come here and just pounce away. I think I like the gold, all right? And I'm going right over some of that black. I see a big section of black there, so I may not want to go on that because it'll lift it right up. There we go, a little gold. Now, because this gold is more transparent, the glow-in-the-dark paint will still show through, all right? So that'll give it like a little bit of an eerie feel maybe. And I'll come over here and just pounce a bit. I'm just going right over the trunk of the tree and on some of the branches, okay? But you can still see those branches through there, all right? So I'm just first putting on this gold. Like I said, I'm painting a little off to the side, but I think that you get the idea of what I'm doing, all right? Just trying to make some nice trees with the background. They'll show through, and then this way we have a nice, nice painting, all right? So I'm just wiping this darker gold off. I don't want to dip this brush in water because then it won't adhere and, you know, it could drip. We have to really make sure this is dry when we use this. So I'm going into the pale gold now, okay? Again, these are the premium paints. Here we go. So now I could just come back in and put a little bit of the pale gold without covering all of the gold underneath. And I can even come down here. All right, so I just want to take this off again, take a peek. All right, and for a quick little project, I think that's fun. Of course, at home, you'll take your time and really work on those trees and get some variation in color. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed the show. Please come take a look at the Deco Art product line. I really love the products I'm using and trying, and the pours and the paint, okay? So come find me on Facebook, take a peek at my other shows, and thanks for viewing.